strings, but hey, whatever works for you. However, this one is a lot more common. I don't know if Scorpion exactly has a way to always punish Warped Needle, but I'm not gonna see that situation anyway. Why is his variation name is ERA Mr. Ramirez?
I noticed that, but I really don't know what to say about it. I've not seen that before, but you know what? Oh, there's that forward three into the immediate forward 3-1. And we start to push forward now. Fujin able to fight his way out the corner. We're seeing some nice crispy wave dash movement. Never forget that Fujin's wave dash movement, some of the absolute best in the game, was in fact... Oh, that could have been a KB if he just held it down. But yeah, he did have the best wave dash in the game before Rain was introduced. Confirm.
Oh, yeah, didn't quite get the full 2-1-2. Maybe could have gone for spear right there. But this damage is adding up. Just needs to land a little hit here. Oh, and that's going to be it. Yeah, you know that the reactions are there for Mirko. You know, I was talking about his patience and his defense, but actually his reactions are unbelievable. I have seen him react to things that are just, like, I haven't seen people react to those, like, offline, and he is just perfect at them. Oh, big hit.
That forward 3 game becoming nice. And I actually like that he did back 3 there, because I feel like he knew the breakaway was just about to come back, which would have actually resulted in a break later than you would want. So he gets the good call out. Doesn't quite get it though. Yo, we cashed out. Although catching in midair means that we're not going to get the full juggle. The combo's going to drop. Wind kicks just for the end of the damage to stop you from breaking away at very least. The delay. Mirko with the jump in.
Yeah, he takes the corner. That's going to be a big deal, but of course, it's pretty easy to create at least a little bit of space with Fujin. Oh, he's within death range from throw here, and 2 great techs in a row. Oh, he's going to get a big hit in the fatal blow. I think he's going to scale too much. I'm so bad at reading these.
I mean, Fujin's fatal blow is notorious for doing really big damage, so it's hard to say. The bulk of it at the end, alive with a couple of % to spare, as Mirko teleports in the down 4 immediately to challenge Isu Soul. That was a nice little turnaround. Clutch.
Yeah, and I'd like to see that he was ready for the teleport cancel. That was the 3rd one, I believe, kind of in a row. And the first 2, Mirko really took advantage of them, but Isu was super ready that time, got the down 4, and showing that he's going to be ready for it in the future. Oh, there's another teleport cancel, though. No fear. I mean, it is pretty hard to really do anything too punishing about.
Wow, there's the KB, though. Mirko, his stagger game has always been so hard to challenge. It's impossible to know really when it's your turn sometimes. He's so quick with it. Burning Spear activated. Air to air. Wind kick just to shut down the break attempt. I like it.
Oh, just lands. He's just landing little, like, 1-hit normals over and over. We haven't even seen a combo so far from Mirko, but he's done 90% of his health, and now he just needs 1 more hit. That down 1 puts him in a throw range again.
Doesn't want to get opened up. Oh, if we just believed in that. That was a counter hit with his name on it. The forward 3 stagger, and that's going to be game 1. But okay, kind of rapid, kind of fast. Mirko. A big key of that, though, Chef, was just taking his turn, squeezing out those down 1s, because he has always been a very down 1 happy player since the very beginning, since MKX, you know. But it's when he's starting to put the pressure on, it's back 1, it's forward 3, it's 2, it's 2-1, it's 1-1-2 that he sometimes doesn't finish. Like, it can be really scary to know when you actually can interrupt or press a button against him, because he's just doing so much stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, it's really the way that you have to play Scorpion, though. You know, you're not going to get a ton of damage from these low overhead mix-ups. You're going to be able to clip people with the overhead a decent amount of times, but the damage is not huge. You know, it's not like you're playing, I don't know, another character that does more damage off an overhead. I thought of one quickly enough. But yeah, you really have to get all this damage by staggering, making your opponent try to press buttons, make your opponent think that you're going to throw, all of these options. Otherwise, Scorpion just doesn't find those big hits if you can't get your opponents like whiff or something like that. So obviously, if you're somebody who's dedicated as much as Mirko has to the character, you're going to be so good at that stagger game, at the strike throw game, just the little like fundamental options that you're going to have kind of with anybody, but where Scorpion excels.
Now, as we go into game 2, that was a close exchange all the same. Mirko activating the spear buff. Looking to pick up that back 2, but again, from that range, kind of tricky. Fishing for a counter hit just in case, starting off strong. Oh, big punish! I'm liking what I'm seeing from Isu Soul so far.
Yeah, me too. I mean, you know, even in the last game, he was very close. He stayed very solid. It's just He just got hit by a few too many things, which does happen. And like I said, Mirko has not even gone into the lower bracket over the past 2 tournaments, which is huge. And they were really stacked tournaments. So the fact that he's even doing this well so far.
Oh,
impressive.
the double. Mirko's getting max damage he can in these situations. We got to watch out. Fujin, we've just said the fatal blow does so much damage. Confirming it off anything, really. Oh, and he whiffs the whole string. Back 1. It's a great button, but when it whiffs, oof, that hurts.
Yeah, and I love the fact that Mirko kept it all completely unbreakable. Very, very smart. Knows exactly what he's doing with that. And the fact that Scorpion does have those options, even, oh, great conversion off the jump kick. And yeah, there we go, the corner switch, another really smart option. For the full string, interesting.
Oh my god. Oh, what is going on here?
He didn't even have the crushing blow. He just did it again.
I mean, Isu he's clearly trying to get like standing ones or highs in general, and they're not. Oh, this has been a disastrous game. Not a single thing has worked for him, and that will be a 2-0 for Merkel. But I mean, Chef, I've said before, and I do say it, that sometimes you have those games where everything that can go wrong goes wrong. That was one of those games for poor old Isu Soul. We weren't able to see anywhere near the same level of crisp that we saw in game 1. And Mirko just getting these unusual down 2s that they'll tilt anyone. They will. And I hope that he's not going to be flustered going into game 3.
I mean, okay, so it is true that those down 2s were very weird, but also Mirko is not a player who's going to play that weird without having a reason, right? And the fact that he hit 2 of the down 2s in a row while he had his opponent cornered means that I don't know exactly what he's figured out, but clearly he's found some sort of like gap there that the down 2 is going to cover. And also he started to realize that the jump kicks were going to work a lot more. And I think he landed 3 jump kicks in a spear in that single round, which is huge, or at the very least 3 in that game. So I think that Mirko has really found out the habits, at the very least, of his opponent. And I mean, I'm going to start keeping my eyes open to see what exactly he's catching, and if he does go for those heavy down 2 reads, or at least maybe a micro duck when he gets his opponent cornered. We'll see. We'll see.
There's one huge thing that's always separated Mirko from a lot of Scorpions is his use of the jump kick spear option select. You don't see a lot of Scorpions at the right height, because it does whiff off certain heights, right? But if you have the height just locked into your memory for when is the right time, Mirko tends to almost always be on the money, and he almost got clipped by that crushing blow, the single hit of 4-3-1. But the jump 2 is going to challenge. A good exchange for Mirko is now comfortable, but he has a lot of work left to do in this final game. That's great. Yo, the double again. Mirko's feeling himself 30%.
Oh, yeah. I mean, and off of a micro duck, too. Oh, that's funny. It looks like the same normal. I never really realized the end of forward 4-3 looks like forward 3. Or back 3, I mean, sorry. And there we go. Match point now for Mirko.
Momentum belongs to the Italian, man. That's it so far. Isu needs to do something to stop this absolute momentum that Mirko's built up.
Well, this is a good start, landing a big combo. Of course, you're going to get a lot of damage if you do land the big solid hits, but, oh, flawless block into up 3. Mirko just perfectly defensive right now. Landing just these little staggers, little hits here and there. Oh, and the whip punish on the push! No way, or that might have been a back 2. It looked like maybe it was going towards him.
400 damage as well, thanks to the spear buff. That hurts so good. Isu Soul has the winner's bracket. So close to being taken out, and it will. Nah, you always know. The second we see the amplify on spear, you know what the Scorpion's going to do. They're going to walk up, Mirko, absolutely, but there's going to be such an in-depth matchup taking place here that this first round alone... Oh, my. Okay, here we go. I told you.
What a way to start that off, too. Just in neutral ducking and punishing back 1. That is super difficult to do. Leave it to Mirko, though. And yeah, you're right. This is already moving a million miles a minute. Oh, look at this. Big damage coming in. Gonna get the restand. Going for a mix-up. Good block.
Restand from 36% damage. Not too shabby, especially considering Sonya's a 950 health character. There's the overhead, though, and Mirko breaks later.
Yeah, I mean, the one thing is that even though she's a low health character, her damage basically evens that up against normal health characters. However, this, speaking of damage, is going to be quite a bit. Goes for the reset and not only gets the kill, but manages to side switch, get that corner positioning again, which is going to be, you know, maybe not so important as Scorpion for offense, but the fact that you're not in the corner against Sonya on defense is huge. It means that she doesn't get the full combos off of the ring cancels.
Oh, the Amplify coming through. And the catch. I mean, the use of the back one. So good in these situations. Oh, my lord. The flawless block, though. You know when I said at the start, be ready for just the craziest match? This is that. This is exactly that. Oh, micro duck on whiff.
It is exactly like you said. And going both directions, too. I'm really excited. This looks like it's going to be extremely good. Okay, but here we go. Full combo. No, not a full combo. Didn't get the dash cancel off the ring. Just went for the plus frames. But here we go. This is big. No defensive bar. Just built at the end, so it wasn't going to be a breaker. Gets another hit. And again, no defensive bar. Look at all this damage. What? Almost a flawless against Mirko.
The use of the energy ring cancel just to put him in a great situation. I like that setup too, because so many Sonya players like to end combos, especially in the corner, with just a regular energy ring, because it has a bit of knock up on it first, so they hit the floor a little bit later, or it times the meaty really well, right? But then if you do it mid-screen, normally with energy ring, you can't get much off it by itself because they get knocked back. If you do the energy ring and then cancel it and dash forward with it, you're almost creating that corner situation anywhere. And that's going to catch people off guard. Clearly, as we saw there, Chef. But Orp doesn't really look like this guy took much of a break. I mean, like, yeah, I said this is looking like a good day for him. I don't want to commentators curse it, but that was an impressive game one.
Yeah, I mean, especially against Mirko. You know, we were talking about how good his defense is, how good he is at reading his opponent's habits. Now, we are one game in, of course, so that's when we saw the huge adaptation in the last set from Mirko, and we'll see if it's the same thing. He's going to stick with the Burning Spear still, probably not expecting to see too many big differences here, but we'll see if he's read these habits, if he understands what Op is going to do, because Op has been mixing it up so well.
Oh, I love the Retrocade. My favorite stage. The stage of many stages. Plus frames. That 2-1. Uh-oh. Full confirm now. Hang on a minute. The breakaway is going to be that saving grace, but a lot of damage has already been dished out. Lovely reaction. On the energy ring, that is no easy reaction. Fast recovering on that projectile. Down 2.
Almost got a combo off of it, actually. Just that was a pretty weird little thing to do right there. But so far, we've seen some really good down 2 reads, and this life lead is starting to even up. Oh, and it's definitely now.
Down 1 on block into button press. He'll pay the price for that. Oh, OS. Fatal blow.
Yeah, that one should be it.
I mean, it's Sonya, so I'm fairly confident. No, she'll survive. She'll survive.
Think so? Wow. Oh, wow. That did way less damage than I thought. What? Oh, was that the counter? That was the counter.
That was a wake-up counter.
I respect it, and that down 1 at the very end went so far. I mean, you're talking about how much Mirko likes down 1s, but also Scorpion has an incredibly good down 1.
Oh yeah, one of the best. No tech here, so there's that 16% grab. Just like that, the whiff punish on the 4-3-4, no breaker for Mirko. So this will be all guaranteed.
Oh, so much damage. Oh no, that was a huge opportunity for punish. Probably expected the amplify. In fact, they already blocked the first hit and didn't duck it. It meant that he couldn't get such an easy punish. But here we go. This is still so much damage on board. I mean, Sonya, especially when your execution's good. I mean, she's definitely not an easy execution character, but I mean, her damage is out there.
This game failed. Mirko has an opportunity with a whip. Gotta be careful. Orp didn't look fully prepared. That 2-1-2 is going to guarantee a spear buff.
Oh, did that just whiff?
Yes. Yes, it did.
I have no idea why that whiffed, but I mean, Op is definitely going to take that, right? Have you ever seen that happen before?
I mean, I know we're going to see the subway. Ooh. Subway into subway music. Yes, please.
Oh, yeah. I missed that. Definitely. I mean, we've talked about this before, but I think both of our favorite old stages, right?
Oh, yeah. The subway's my favorite. Absolutely.
Oh, 4-3's underneath. Oh, yeah, and this song is God. Just too good. Just too powerful.
I think there's a reason it was picked for the round 3. There's the crushing blow. Or there's no breaker here and 1 bar for Mirko. Ready to rock. That doesn't tickle. 35%. The whip!
Yep. Oh, dash cancel into grab, and it's been a long time since we've seen this Sonya fatal blow, but it's one of the scariest, and I think we might see it soon.
Oh my god! Wait, that could have been a combo. What? Is that gonna scale?
That must do more damage. He was so ready for it. I've never seen Sonya do that. It's not enough. It's not enough. He's baiting out the teleport. Oh, you're safe. Your sound is safe. Let's just keep doing it. Oh, okay. Now you're close.
Oh, he jumps in it. The reason we saw so many down ones there is because it will low profile the teleport. It will go under a spear. There was nothing Mirko could throw out that would kind of just catch you like that. And the jump felt almost a little bit too obvious. Yeah, Orp was looking for that. He really, really was. And that's why the amp was ready as well. The overhead confirm, using the energy ring. I love that tech as well, where you give yourself like extra confirmable frames. Normally see it off the low though. We don't so normally see it off the overhead. It's good stuff.
Yeah, so I did not know that you could just do ring dash cancel in the corner into fatal blow immediately. That was a really interesting combo, and
I think you can do it everywhere on. You can do it everywhere on screen. It gives you basically like extra frames to confirm it because the fatal blow starts up so quickly. So it's almost like you're almost like 2-in-1 canceling the fatal blow from the ring charge, and that's where it kind of exists.
I guess that's true. I have seen it mid-screen, but I guess it feels different because it was in the corner, and it seemed weird that he did it without doing any normals beforehand. I do wonder if it does do maximum damage. Yeah. I mean, I think defensive bar was used at that point, right? Actually, I don't remember. But regardless, it worked out, and Op is looking ridiculous today. Oh, but this is not over yet by any means.
Rage, by the way. It's been a variation change here from Mirko. And this is something he's been known to do, though, Chef. When his back's against the wall, he goes to Searing Rage and just starts hitting hard. The cancels aren't doing much for him. And now he just wants to hit the damage.
Well, it makes a lot of sense against Sonya, who's got so much damage of her own, so you really need to try to equal it up. Oh, weird trade.
Good trade, I think, for Orp in that situation. Now he's down on life, not getting launched by that teleport. He's always going to be much happier with that. And there is the extra stagger. Wow!
Down two going completely backwards.
Okay, extra staggers. That's my favorite thing about watching Mirko Searing Rage is that the 2-1 game was already good, and now he's got 2-1, 2+4. And then down one. After that, it's hard. You never know when you can press buttons, and this is even worse.
Yeah, that actually might have been a guaranteed chip setup at the end right there had that been blocked, but didn't even need to go to it. Just another advantage that we can see out of Searing Rage. Oh, teleport in the middle of the projectiles. Good call, and this is going to be big damage. Oh, no, I'm sorry. He was out of meter. That was off meter.
Oh! I mean, it's adding up piece by piece. This has been Mirko's game so far, and then some. Wow.
Block. Oh, but that one should be it for sure. Mirko, the switch to Searing Rage looking quite good. I mean, like I said, you have to be able to equal Sonya's damage. Otherwise, it's just so tough. You can just die in a few hits, but the fact that she also has lower life means that Searing Rage damage is going to do even more. And, you know, we've seen this switch a good amount of times from Mirko just for this exact reason. It looked like he didn't need the teleport cancels. You know, Op was very ready to deal with them in the previous sets, or in the previous matches. Down one, obviously a great option for it. Also looks like ring projectile, or energy ring projectile, so it's pretty easy to mix up. And hey, we'll see if the 3-0 reverse sweep happens. It's very possible.
It is, and I think this has every chance of being a Game 5. I mentioned it before we started. I still believe that. And Orp in that game, I think, got a bit too ahead of himself. The momentum was almost too much for him to handle. We saw so many preemptive down twos, just getting clipped by this and that, and not having that little bit of patience to wait for that teleport or to punish that move or whatever it was. And he kind of just handed himself to Mirko in that match. And I think he was maybe expecting Mirko to be overwhelmed by it, but he was ready and prepared. It's why he had a new variation in general. So Orp kind of needs to put his thinking cap back on and slow things down a little bit. You can't let the momentum get too much to him, even though he's the one that only has to win a game. And as we now start the chase. Oh, that was sick.
All right, well, a ton of meter already being spent really on both sides. Just within the first few seconds of the game. Oh, nice forward three, hopping over the down one.
So many flawless blocks in one round so far. Not bad.
And we still haven't seen the counter hit. Oh, nice. And yeah, of course. Oh, actually could have got a little bit more damage. I think maybe forgot that he was playing Searing Rage.
But
I think
he just wanted the knockdown more than anything else. Gives him a situation, right?
Yep. Well, I mean, he could do 4-3-2, I guess was the main takeaway there. But it doesn't matter. Still got quite a bit of damage. And now the pressure begins. Scarier in this version. Ow.
Mirko, this is looking completely different. The whole game of cancel teleport not existing means he can just brawl all out. We both swing hard. We're both going to do damage. And now it's Mirko that has this upper hand.
4-3 landing again. Of course, doesn't give you a ton of damage. But it is still going to be really good on hit or block, so you take what you can get. Oh,
there we go.
I didn't even see he had that locked and loaded, but of course that damage over time is going to do a lot of damage, and he's just continuing the offense with these flawless blocks. Oh, this damage is adding up so significantly. Oh, great flawless block on offside, though.
There's the dash in. Knockdown again. Mirko has to watch out here. The jump into teleport, but the low profile.
Ooh, he almost didn't even need to do that. I mean, that's a great reaction for when they have teleport cancel, of course, but he doesn't. Oh, and a second teleport not punished in a single game. That's rough. Oh, that's so much damage. Great breakaway. Had to do that quickly. Oh, no! Please punish teleport. No!
That is multiple times, but the reason that happens, I'll tell you why. For those at home that are thinking, wow, how did he not punish it twice in a row? The thing about Searing Rage and the fact that you can't cancel the teleport in this variation means that the gap between regular teleport and then the amp, it's actually not a very large one. And so consistently, Scorpion players will just do the amp on block, knowing it's been blocked because you released a punish, and then you get caught. That was 2 times in a row. Orp thoroughly expected Mirko to amp the teleport, and by the time he realized he can't, he's too late to challenge and press. And then the mistake really on the end of it was doing button into ring. I think that was definitely autopilot mode setting in the heat of the moment, because that guaranteed teleport punish Scorpion gets in that situation is what allowed everything to fall apart at the end. Orp, I said, again, he fell into his own momentum there. He went into a moment where he didn't assess the situation, and Mirko was ready. That was sick.
Yeah, I mean, he was looking a lot better in that game than he was in the previous game, the first one that Mirko switched to Searing Rage. But yeah, it was just a few mistakes. And I mean, 3 punishes completely dropped against teleport. That's a pretty big deal. Hopefully that doesn't get in Opt's head, because the rest of the play was quite good, and he should have at the very least had that round. But we'll see if he can adapt. I mean, just playing a little bit more patiently, right? Just being ready for any sort of teleports, just knowing that that's an option that we're going to see Mirko go to now, and maybe not go for so many on block amplified projectiles, right? I wonder if you just do normal ring on block, if you can still block the teleport in time. I'd assume you can, but I'm not sure.
Now Mirko is going to be the one on the upper hand. When you're on the verge of this reverse sweep, that's where you completely change the tide of things. I mean, Orp was, those 2 games were swift. They were impressive, and now Mirko, in just as fast fashion, has brought it back.
Oh, such good uses at 4-3. Every game so far. What? That interaction was so far back. Great knowledge that it was going to be in range, though, by Mirko. This stage is very good for mix-ups for Scorpions.
There's the delay, now the punish. The cool
there we go.
From Orp.
Oh, great block on the... Again, I think you're right. That had to have been an attempt at a flawless block right there. But instead, I mean, hey, Mirko knew. Op, though, has Fatal Blow. Just needs 1 conversion.
Jump in, delayed grab! And he still had the KB just to put in the guarantee of the round as Mirko is about to reverse sweep Orp here. The amount of pressure that he no doubt is going to be feeling. Hopefully he can conquer it. But Mirko is just playing this so impressively well. There's the up 3. Oh, that crushes it down 1. Good choice.
Oh yeah, those 4-3s have been landing so often. And there again, we see the hop, short hop 3, which does land, not like short hop 2, a little bit slower. But here we go, the damage already being evened up by just 1 Scorpion combo and his patience. But finally, again, we are seeing Op punish. Nice down 2 is going to effectively make that breaker a not so great choice. Now just needs a few more hits himself. Mirko, though, can even this damage up very quickly, especially with that Fatal Blow, and he again goes for the amplified ring. It's just so much damage for trying that, and now 1 conversion could be it for Mirko.
We have to watch out with the stagger game. Mirko pushes forward again. The grabs sticking true to the game plan. The forward three, there's no opportunity to flawless block, and oh my god! The reverse sweep. Mirko, the change to Searing Rage was the ticket to the whole thing. And I love to see
but the fact that we're going to see 2 pre-made tournament variations, that is pretty cool. Although neither of them actually just using those variations, they got to use their own cosmetics and names, of course. Very important. Most important thing maybe. What? He's just going to straight up zone with it? All right.
He does. Against Kung Lao, he does. It's just one of his boom. He can't do much to challenge it. I really don't think he can.
I wonder if he can neutral jump it and then dive kick punish it. I mean, I would have to assume that that's not going to be that easy. Otherwise, we wouldn't see Mirko go for it. But there we go. Big combo. And, of course, going to be that extra damage because he's here in range.
Oh, 37% just for that, though. Yeah, max range. There's nothing Kung Lao seems to be able to do there. Tries to go for the advancing forward two and still no luck. The anti. Wow, that was no counter hit. That was just it hit by itself. Oh, 17% for that.
Oh, and just catching him on his landing, punishing him for the jump. And Mirko clearly going to be playing a very patient game. I mean, we saw how aggressive he can be, especially in that last set against Op. But, I mean, look at this. He's just backing up. He's just literally just walking back and just waiting. And it's working out very well.
And that max range death spin becomes a lot more prominent. The plus frames into the down one. Sometimes it feels like that down one has to be guaranteed because you're so used to the plus frames of 2-1. He does the rest of the string and it's barely minus. Oh, God. The flawless block. And yeah, death spin.
Oh, my God. Look at, oh, but that one...
Oh, what? American resets. Oh, and the knockdown again. Here comes the Scorpion for another time. The 2-1. Wait a minute, is that string? Not quite enough, but a jump in, down one. You know that death spin was coming out after down one on block. Now, I do believe, again, I've lost Chef, my co-commentator, but when he comes back, I'm sure we'll know. I'm sure we'll know. I think I can hear him at the moment, but that's because we're in a different call. But that first game, we get to see a perfect demonstration over why Mirko just really seems to like using Searing Rage against Kung Lao. Because I don't think Kung Lao has... I mean, it's clearly the forward two punishes it, but from max range, it can't. So that creates a totally weird neutral, Chef.
Yeah, so hopefully I am back. Hopefully everybody can continue to hear me. If not, then that's a big rest in peace. All right, cool. Well, I'm... it's interesting to see that he's just willing to use it, like, even when the first hits whiff. But clearly there's at least a range where it is punishable. So Mirko's going to have to be careful, right? It's not like he can just literally throw it out willy-nilly. And he mostly wasn't. We only saw one really big punish. And it's clearly a tool that works. And it's cool to see how you could use it that way. But also, like I was saying earlier, I just think the damage is going to be such a big deal in this matchup. However, I mean, I guess getting the chip too means that he can play a little bit more of this, like, patient zoning game.
Block after the whole string, back three. Oh, one of the first times we've actually seen that. Max range again, and the dash-in grab, okay. Sleeping Lion is already starting to reach that next kind of layer where I can't punish it, but if he might wait for the punish, he's going to block. So moving afterwards is unlikely. The question is, how long is that going to be a thing? Where Mirko, oh, the high-up jump kick to bait the button press. The master of that technique is Mirko.
Oh, great block. I don't think... Has Mirko even been hit by a single orbiting hat after down 3? It feels like he's blocked everyone.
Never orbiting hat, but Omega hat caught him once.
Okay.
In the last game interruption. Oh!
All right, goes again. Yeah, seriously, it's like, feels like the down one's guaranteed, but it's not. It's minus. Just
that
barely.
One doesn't count. Because that hit afterwards, it's going to do damage, but it's not going to kill.
All right, yeah, this is pretty scary. Gonna knock a full screen, just a slight life advantage. All right, never mind, it's gone. Oh, and he's like, okay, now I'm gonna back up. Oh! And actually,
he doesn't need the KB either.
Yep. Super smart to save that. You almost always are just going to spend that when it happens, just because you're like, yeah, I'm never going to hit this. But he knew that there's a chance, even if it's a small chance, that he's going to hit it in a further match. And especially with how they're both playing full screen, it's maybe not that small of a chance.
Getting hit by teleport into instant jump dive kick. I mean, that's a maneuver that most people won't go for. But again, Sleeping Lion just not afraid to establish this chaotic style.
Yeah, I mean, but the thing is, it's not like it's just always chaos all the time, right? He goes between patient and chaotic so well, just flawlessly makes that transition.
Oh, looks to stick out the forward 3-2, but hit before it can even finish the string. Mirko, will he go all in now? The aggression, perhaps? Oh, get back here.
All right, Sleeping Lion not out of it yet. This is such a weird match just because, I mean, the pace from both players has changed constantly over and over and over. And at first you're like, okay, I'm watching this wild rushdown match. And then you're like, wait a minute, now they're both zoning, but neither one can actually force damage on the other. What is going on? And then suddenly, boom, back to the aggression. It's just, they just choose their moments to switch back and forth. And it's cool to see, because it's very, I guess, common to see either of these players or characters do that, but not so much against each other.
This game, Mirko is absolutely not going to quite get it. The forward one to meaty as Sleeping Lion takes game number 2. And again, the way that he approaches Kung Lao, the way he plays this character, is something that I think no one is ever truly comfortable playing against. Even Mirko. Mirko had this clear upper hand in game 1. And then in game 2, it just felt like every poke was landing, every grab was landing, because the timing of all of it is just not what anyone is used to. There's this unusual pressure that if it works for Lion because he's been doing it for so long, great. It just has a real upper hand here because I don't think anyone is comfortable defending against it.
Yeah, and I mean, again, you know, if there is Mirko on the other side of your pressure and it's working, you know that it's good because it is so hard to open him up all the time. His defense is really good, especially when you're multiple games into a set already. Usually by that time he's at least figured out some of what you like to do, but you know, hey, there we go, we're game 2 and we see the victory coming out of Sleeping Lion, and it just shows that the way that he's switching things up working extremely well. We're still going to be seeing the Searing Rage coming from Mirko, so no big surprise there. I don't know if the teleport cancels would really be helping him that much. It seems like the damage worked out, although we didn't see as much of the spin as the first game. Oh, there it is. Hey, called it out.
Now, I think one of the reasons for that, though, is the unpredictable movement of Sleeping Lion. Oh, we got the punish. That forward one punished it. Even had time to move in and do it first.
All right, actually took plus frames this time.
Oh!
Great anti-air. And of course, standing forward is going to do the most damage with scaling the least. So that's really what you want to get if you can. Oh, good pickup.
Oh, 20% just for a wayward button catching an opponent that's in the air.
And blocks it again. Okay, well, that wasn't even a
back into the corner.
It was just a straight up, like, actually after the fact grab. But Mirko does tend to block after that, just in case he gets another opportunity, which makes sense. All right, Fatal Blow for both available. Not quite one grab away. Oh, he tried to spin through it and grab. Sleeping Lion was just sitting there. He was so sure that whatever he was about to do was going to work, and it did.
We are having some of the most unusual round enders that we've seen. Short hop into the punch.
This is just a weird game in general. This whole set is very weird. But I mean, very...
The teleport went through the hat!
What? I don't even know what's going on anymore. Okay, corner pressure is going to start. Lands the third hit finally. Hasn't been landing that too much this time around. But he did condition a little bit with just raw 2-1 a little bit earlier in this round in particular. And there's the short hop again and the punish. And look at that, 0 meter on board for Sleeping Lion at all. It's going to build back about 1 of each at the start of this, but Mirko definitely has the big advantage there and the corner advantage and the interactables right there, which is a great one to go to for Scorpion in a lot of mix-up situations.
Mirko trying to fight his way out the corner, but as we go forward 1, the pressure again. Mirko. The up 3 from the far range. Just a hard call out, doing it on block.
I kicked into the corner and got punished on landing. Oh, that is super unfortunate. All that life melted, and there's the mix-up. Fatal Blow's available, and we've seen a Sleeping Lion use it extremely effectively, but he's got to find a moment, and now he's at such low life that armor might not even matter.
You're dead.
Oh, chip for sure. There we go. Didn't get an opportunity, and yeah, I mean, that was looking so even, so slow, and then in just about 10 seconds, Mirko did so much damage. It just took that one mistake from Sleeping Lion, that whiff dive kick into the corner, and everything fell apart just instantly.
And there was a scary moment too, because Mirko did a down one that I'm pretty sure was meant to be down one into death spin, because at that health it would have chipped out because of just how many hits it has on Amplify. But the second that down one came out by itself, I was already kind of like nervous, because it's like that down one really should have been the end of the round. But keeping himself in the fight after a one-sided game before that, able to get himself back onto the board, and there has been something just eternally unusual about this match. There's just a lot of stuff here and encounters that I don't think we're used to seeing. There's a lot of reasons you don't do some of the stuff here, but they're so chaotic that it's who gets that upper hand in the closing moments of a round is kind of hard to grasp, I will admit.
Oh, yeah. And I think a lot of it, too, comes down to just who stayed solid the longest. Like, you know, by no means was Sleeping Lion playing bad that round. It just took one mistake. And one mistake from such a weird match is expected. You know, you expect way more than one mistake. But clearly, one is all it takes, and then Mirko will run away with it. And I'm sure on the other side, if Mirko makes one mistake, then Sleeping Lion is going to run away with it. So it's whoever is going to stay the most solid. Speaking of, you know, we saw strong interactable usage in the last game. Oh, yeah, great conversion. That looked like that was going to be too far, but he got it perfectly. And look at that, over 300 damage, getting the nice knockdown from 2-1 grab, which is actually a very, very good knockdown on top of being a high damage ender.
Looking for the anti-air. If there was no break, that would have been the round ender. Keeps like flying. Able to get himself some kind of situation here. The back one string. Oh, the fatal blow on block, though. I'm not sure. There's trying to be unpredictable, and there's that. I don't think that even would have put him in a very good situation, because Mirko still would have been within that kind of chip kill territory.
Yeah, and then, I mean, honestly, it might have been better for Mirko if that fatal blow had hit, right? Because that would have been gone for the rest of the set, and he still could have chipped out. But regardless, you know, you're not going to take that kind of risk and intentionally get hit by fatal blow. And he's now on match point here to potentially move into grand finals on the winner's side. Just needs about 60% more of this health bar. That is quickly deteriorating.
Uh-oh. Oh, there's the tick!
I was starting to talk about that at the start of this set. You know, another amazing interactable, and this one is reusable. So even if, oh, look at that, it's another mix-up situation, and that's going to be it. More than enough damage by itself, but that was a mix-up within itself, because he could have gone into the command grab again, turning every character into a grappler, which is that much scarier as Scorpion.
You know, Mirko normally does friendship. This is a pure fatality. The message. Sending a message. Absolutely. But
sure, like I said, Mirko winning the previous 2 tournaments here in the Open Series, so we'll see if he can get his third. And already starting off with a hit. Of course, you are going to get the free breakaway, but you do not want to start off by losing the life lead and then immediately losing all of your defense bar. Oh, that's a great start, though. Getting the full launch off of 2-1-2. I mean, even if you do break away, at least you're getting a full string, which is a pretty decent amount of damage.
Back 3 again, not catching him, not blocking overhead, just catching that movement, giving him a splat and a knockdown in a situation now, as MK11 has been a very ranged heavy player, especially with Scarlet. This is a matchup where he's going to have to fight up close, and he knows that. Scorpion, one of the most consistent, just universal counter zoners pretty much in every game that he's in. The existence of that teleport and the fact that you can cancel it in this one, yo, that just connected on its own, but there's the big read. MK11 tries to back-to-back.
Yeah, no, but the whiff punish, and MK11 did spend some KBs there, but, well, actually really just one big KB. But overall, the spacing has been really good. I mean, it is so hard to make Mirko whiff. We've almost never seen him really whiff anything, but there were multiple punishes in a single round. Plus, he's just mixing up the stagger pressure so well. Oh, he stood up into the blood ball, and Finn got hit by Floating Point. That is a ton of damage. That is a combo's worth of damage.
Blood ball into teleport as well, just to catch it landing.
Very cool. And that works really only if they do jump back. Otherwise, there's not enough time. So great recognition by MK11.
Another flawless block, something that we'll do all the time, setting up an escape failed for Scorpion. Mirko gonna have to try and take full advantage of that. Yo, the stagger again. MK11 getting some good callouts, but now he's in big trouble. The short hop, what? She landed! She landed from the short hop and got caught. You don't see that encounter very much.
I know, and I mean, the attack even came out, you know? It's just maybe not a very good short hop attack? I'm not sure. Clearly, again, though, you know, short hop of 2 attempts to be a flawless block, but, I mean, hey, again, Mirko takes those. Well, why not? And now the corner pressure is scary. Oh, yeah, great breakaway there. That was going to be super terrifying amounts of damage, but the flawless block launching again.
So hard to figure out when you can and can't press against Mirko, as I've said many times before. Sometimes he'll put himself barely plus just to bait a flawless block, and then up to it, launch and punish. This is looking like absolutely Mirko's game, and I said it again, he baits you to press, punish, heal.
Ooh, yeah, MK11 can steal back some life. Oh no, but the hits are landing. I love the attempt, and I love that the choice to use that as an ender, just to try to get yourself back in the game. It's not something we usually see come into play all that often, the amount of healing that Skarlet has, but if you do, you know, combo a few of them together, which, I mean, MK11 would have needed to, considering how much life Mirko had left, it could get you past the amount of life that like a grab would do, or a back 3 would do, or something like that. And so good attempts, but Mirko with those flawless blocks. I mean, I don't even understand it. Like he was flawless blocking a bunch of different normals in the corner. It wasn't like he was just waiting for a down 1. Like he waited for the forward 4, he waited for a down 1, he waited for a standing 1, like all different timings, but Mirko just had it ready.
Now on that note, one thing we've seen MK11 do in the past is change between variations of Skarlet. And they have, as we clearly saw against Desarted, yielded slightly different results. And he's thinking about it here. He's thinking about it right now. What moves do we have that will realistically help universally against Scorpion? If there's one move that you just don't see yourself using, that's where the other variations can really come to play. Similar to like a Noob Cybot, absolutely. A Frost maybe even. Those kind of characters where one move can make all the difference.
Well, it does look like he's still sticking with the same variation. It makes a lot of sense. Oh, wait. Is it the same?
Actually,
yeah,
no, it's Boiling Point, Red Rain, and Dagger Dance. There's no teleport.
Oh,
Swapping
yeah.
out the teleport for the Red Rain.
You're right. That's an interesting call. I mean, the teleport can get you out of the corner, but you're not really going to be like counter zoning with it, for example. And I mean, Mirko's reactions are so good that I feel like you're going to get punished a lot. So we'll see if the Red Rain comes into play. It does. It's mostly a setup for more zoning damage. Nice. And the Red Rain, of course, immediately gets knocked out. No big deal. Ooh, tries the jump too, but just ducks it. Very risky call, but pays off. And is going to get the grab to throw back in the corner.
Ooh, low poke off the jump in. No way it's going to get trip guarded, but there's the armor break read. Damage into breaker. Good news there for MK11. Not so much now. He's been caught by a full combo, though, by Mirko.
Mirko,
wow, patience.
Yeah, Mirko's backwards movement is so good. It looks like he's just gliding backwards on the stage. Teleport cancel. Great flawless block. Both of these players, flawless block masters. And this is going to be a lot of damage.
I know up 2s can scale. But this is still Skarlet's fatal blow we're talking about.
No way! No way! All right, okay. Her fatal blow just always does infinite damage. It's basically a one-hit kill. I've decided that. I really, truly did not think that was going to be enough. But hey, MK11 knew better. Oh, weird teleport? Does that work if you don't break away? I don't actually know. That was a really interesting choice right there. But takes the corner and takes a ton of damage anyway. So, not a bad situation.
Another neutral duck, good call out on the grab as well. Ending it, still getting the boiling point. Every ounce of damage we can get. Red Rain in the corner, this is going to do less damage. Only 11% for that. Oh, but MK11! Hard read right there. Holding down.
Yeah, and I think that was maybe not the time to use Red Rain. I think you have to amplify the boiling point. I don't think he did. So it might have been unsafe. I think that wake up 1-1 was a punish, but oh well, live and you learn. And MK11 now getting more pressure in the corner. Gonna get the nice, good timing on the breakaway by Mirko. If you break away earlier in that is the armor breaker that launches them in the corner anyway, so you're just taking that much extra damage. Oh, an extra damage in this combo, I love that.
Oh, and she's still technically in Red Rain because she had a foot in it.
Oh my gosh, look at this damage! Just a few big hits, and that is over. MK11 found his spot in the corner and just never let go. Took advantage of the red rain, took advantage of the extra damage. That was sick.
I loved that he used it on block to create like a lot of pushback that Mirko couldn't challenge, but at the same time, so much of Scarlet's moves, as weird as this sounds, it kind of gives me real Sorcerer Quan Chi vibes, where when the game, and this has been a common thing in MK, when there's some kind of area that you have to stand in, as long as basically any part of your 3D model is in that area, you gain the benefits of whatever it is that you've created. And so much of what Scarlet is doing has just an ankle, a piece of her foot, whatever it is, in the rain. That's enough for her to obviously get the visual effect where she starts to glow, she's got the red, because she's counted as being inside it. So when you have that corner pressure where everything you're doing still has Scarlet just enough inside red rain to get its benefits, that's an optimized character specialist right there. I love to see it.
Yeah, it's I mean, any type of move that you need to set up takes a lot of labbing, right? And on top of that, a lot of experience in actual matches. It's not like something that you're going to be able to just training mode only. So it just shows again that MK11 is ready to switch variations and make it work. We've seen it twice now. We've seen 3 different variations out of Scarlet, and every time it's been a switch, it's made a difference. Ooh, good patience. That stagger game was a little bit scary, but Mirko ready and gets the 4-3-4 crushing blow. Full damage here, 364. Ouchie.
Oh, Tarkhan out of nowhere. Oh, we were so close to the punish.
Yeah, and the raw this time. Usually we see that used as an option to beat flawless blocks, which is obviously going to be really important in this matchup player-wise. But, hey, it works neutral. Do it. No way. Great bait. Tried to use standing 2 as a far anti-air. It's really good at that, actually. But Mirko knew that it was going to come and baited out with the teleport.
Wow, that raw 1-1 as well. More about the situation, right? Keeps him standing, keeps the pressure up. Nice little activation on that spear buff. Just far enough away for the spear not to get punished by boiling point 2. Mirko's going to have to keep track of that. Counter hit was already spent. Oh, not looking for that one, though.
Oh, yeah. Here we go. Corner pressure 2, potentially. Oh, forward 4 into the... short hop, forward 4, low interactable. That was just a mix-up on top of mix-up on top of mix-up. But Mirko putting himself in the corner. If there's any chance of a comeback, it's going to be MK11 finding a big hit right here.
But he just said a lot of work to do. Gets the air-to-air.
Nobody expecting to happen, and so just as quickly as MK11 dominated that previous match, Mirko brought it all the way back, and now he's just going to need to win one more. MK11, tough road ahead.
It's the momentum of Mirko, something that he's had for a couple of weeks here. You know, not even in Open Series, PS4 tournaments. He's been on an absolute tear in Open Series, but he's done well in Pro competition. He was already doing well in Pro competition. Community tournaments, I know he was able to recently win a Champion of the Realms, Destroyer and Caboose. Shouts to you as always. They did an EU edition of that, and many of these top-level players that you see here were present in that top 8, and Mirko won that tournament, if I'm not mistaken. It's just something about his recent rise to power where he is on his, I think... I say when he's on form, this has got to be his most impressive form that we've seen so far. And that's saying a lot, honestly.
Yeah, and it's also been the most consistent, right? Like, I don't know exactly why sometimes Mirko will dominate and then suddenly disappear. I don't know if it's just like being busy with life, which is very understandable, or if, you know, it's just kind of like an up and down as far as how he feels when he's playing the character. But usually it's not quite for this long. So, I mean, the fact that he's been dominating for quite a while now, I think it's a pretty big deal. Maybe he's really found his solid spot, or maybe he's just not busy with life, which you take that as a win too. But it does look like we're going to see MK11 commit to the Cetrion to try to win 2 in a row and reset the bracket. Not, you know, never a bad choice, like we were saying, but never an easy choice against Mirko, who fights Acidamatsa all the time. So we'll see if he does the same or performs the same against MK11 Cetrion.
But it's like I said at the very beginning, it's a matchup that Mirko knows like the back of his hand. Just because you've gone in with the #1 character does not mean you have an advantage against someone that is this experienced in the matchup. But the tools of Cetron will always go a long way. So I'm definitely not going to doubt Makaran in this position. But I think that Mirko is still in great form to take this, especially seeing as it's only 1 game away. That's why there was a bit of thought here. Makaran wasn't going to go straight into Cetrion, gave it some thought first, but now Mirko takes the lead again.
Yeah, I mean, you know, this isn't going badly by any means. Like you said, you know, Cetrion's always going to be solid. And, you know, I feel like maybe we're kind of underrating Great Crushing Blow, going to get the restand easy. But maybe we're underselling Makaran's Cetrion, honestly. Clearly, oh, great flawless block. But obviously very, very comfortable with the character. Even though he does play Scarlet more and looks even more comfortable with Scarlet, I mean, definitely has the ability to go toe-to-toe with anybody with this Cetron. It's not like it's just a secondary that doesn't know how to deal with certain situations and it's just counterpick only. It's definitely, I would say, like kind of a co-main. And hey, taking the first round against the Mirko says a lot. Big combo into the side switch.
That down 4, it's going to matter a lot in this matchup in particular. So much of what Scorpion does to counter zone does belong to highs, and that down 4 so good at low profiling pretty much everything. Mirko, Makaran, his Cetrion's been looking really good for him so far. Mirko, this is his final game. If he wants to win the tournament, the Makaran is going to bring us into a Game 5 pre-reset. Hold on to your hats. This might not be over.
Yeah, I mean, you know, we were really talking about how tough it was going to be to play Cetron against Mirko, but Makaran made that look not nearly as tough as we were describing it as, playing very, very well. But just honestly playing a very kind of close-up, more aggressive range. There was almost no zoning that entire time. And again, you know, if somebody's really good at a match, the best thing that you can do is usually try to throw them off. And the best ways to throw anybody off is just control the pace of the match. It's a very common thing to do, and it lets your opponent not play the game that they want to. And hey, it worked out. Now Makaran could reset the bracket. I mean, 2-0, pretty convincing. I'm impressed.
And Mirko had a good start there in that game too. It's just Makaran was able to take control.
That's
he
Searing
definitely
Rage?
said that we can't. Maybe actually, yes,
Yeah.
he has. He has gone Searing Rage. So no opportunity. And actually, I like this choice too because the teleport cancel and the teleport in general, the down 4 of Cetron is so good at nullifying that. And it's something that Mirko has played against a bunch that I don't think there's going to be much teleport in this game. I think it's going to be just hitting real hard. Lovely punish already. And now we're already opening up pressure. He uses it on reaction that time rather than prediction.
Yeah, I know. It's just so funny. You're like, I don't think there's going to be a lot of teleporting this game. And then he immediately teleports. But of course, you know, it's not going to be raw teleports. It's going to be on reaction for every single situation that he can read. Especially the fact you're going to get extra damage from the spear buff on teleport and from the fact you get 4-3-2. And so you see how much damage he dealt so quickly, but Makaran getting some chance to even it up.
But Makaran without defensive bar for breakaway, even at that life, if you get clipped by like a clean opening,
I don't think that was intentional. I think he walked back and then pressed forward 2 and got the high boulder. If that had hit, that would have been the best accident of all time. But unfortunately, kind of the worst here as Mirko is going to go to tournament point.
Round 2, fight.
Oh, the big jump in! And there's no breaker. This is going to do so much damage. The 2-1-2, 39% into spear buff and KB.
Oh yeah, that is almost half life with all that damage over time. And all right, big crushing blow on the other side. There is defensive bar. We immediately see the break being red, so that's actually quite a bit of damage. But another KB and another. Yeah, you have to break right there. But now Makaran at such low life.
No!
Just one more hit and a spin is gonna guarantee the chip, and Mirko is gonna stay on top, winning 3 Open Series tournaments in a row.
And going in for the Searing Rage in another matchup where the teleport isn't going to do as much for him as you might think.